r/leopards ate my face. I never thought leopards would eat my face, sobs woman who voted for the Leopards Eating Faces party. Revel in the schadenfreude. Anytime someone has a sad because they're suffering consequences from something they voted for or supported or wanted to impose on other people. And it's been 2 months on the day since Trump's been in office and the leopards have been well fed. Update, my MAGA neighbour who worked for the USDA and was fired 3 weeks ago by Trump, his Trump flag came down and his house is now up for sale. Fuck around and find out at its finest. Venezuelans skewed pro-Trump hard this past election. Now, in addition to having temporary protected status to stay revoked, will be banned entirely from entering the United States. The red list includes 11 countries whose citizens would be entirely forbidden from entering the United States. Afghanistan, Bhutan, Cuba, Iran, Libya, North Korea, Somalia, Sudan, Syria, Venezuela and Yemen. 20-year veteran fired, voted 3 times for him. The phrase we've been hearing all too much. I didn't expect this. Veterans fired by Trump administration speaks out. If you did your research on people like Trump, you would have very well anticipated things like this happening. I still trust they'll do the right thing. First off, I stand with Trump, but food prices are going up. Gas is the same. Tariffs on steel and aluminium will probably screw me out of a raise. And will stop new hires, which in turn means I have to put out more. I still stand with Trump though. I really don't get why these people, despite being actively fucked over by Trump, still support him. Doesn't make any sense. There is nothing new in Trump's JFK files release. Nothing new about the CIA. This is the same propaganda stunt they pulled just weeks ago with the Epstein files release. Congratulations, you played yourself. I voted for America to have 2 genders. Now I'm struggling to pay my bills. Tell me this, if Trump's doing so good and saving so much money, why is gas still the same as what Biden had it fluctuating between $2.99 and $3 something? And why is every bill I receive going up? Electric, phone bill, water bill, and every other bill is going up. Yet you still have Trump boasting about how much he's doing, angry face. I voted for Trump, but until he starts doing something for Americans, I'm off the Trump train. I know I wouldn't vote for a Democrat though. Why not though? Democrats bad, Republicans good? Is that your only logic when voting for someone? Trump said there's only 2 genders. Yeah, you're really on the lips with that one, huh? The only thing that's been going down because of Trump is Tesla stock. I don't even know what to say anymore. It's a cult. They have to affirm love for their dear leader, because it soothes the cognitive dissonance of him being responsible for their misery. For all the gratuitous dunking on Dems over messaging, there needs to be some honest discussion about the future of politics where almost a third of the electorate is just hopelessly lost and ill-informed. I joke about the US needing cult deprogramming, but this is a serious hurdle for the Democrats. The media takes zero responsibility for pimping Trump to goose ratings. The state of education, rehistory, economics, and civics is abysmal. The GOP cannot stand up to Trump, and no one in the GOP can control his base the way he can. The scary part is as long as they're listening to conservative radio and the plethora of propaganda channels, I don't think any real headway can be made. It's all my retired boomer parents can watch. 6 to 8 hours, every single day. Even those that don't binge it still only seek out right-wing media. And then my dad listens exclusively to those dickheads on the radio when he drives. They are completely gone. And I am scared it won't be fixed in my life. Yep, and the young people listen to right-wing podcasts. CEOs on Trump team are shocked that he flip-flops on policies. Who'd have thought? Trump told CEOs that he wasn't backing down. More levies, including reciprocal tariffs, are expected to go into effect next month that could further jolt global trade. The potential upheaval has rattled corporate chiefs, and even some of Trump's allies and aides, who've been thrown off guard by the president's on-again, off-again approach. That has prompted a flood of concerned calls to Trump officials, and some critical comments from CEOs. Swinging from one extreme to another is not the right policy approach. Mike Wirth, Chevron CEO, said this week, Gay conservative content creator is frustrated because lawmakers in 9 states have proposed measures to end same-sex marriage rights, and blames it on the right-wing extremists. Extremism breeds extremism. I am frustrated that some of our right-wing extremists are introducing legislation against gay marriage. Very frustrated. I also spent the last several years deeply frustrated by the extremism coming from the other side. When the pendulum swings too far one way, it will fire back too far the other way. It's hard to even be mad after saying this for the last several years. Crying warning signals that the pendulum was gonna fire back too far if we do not course correct. Father says main concern is keeping his trans child alive and happy. Votes for Trump? A father of a trans man voted for Trump. He fears an order targeting gender-affirming care will upend his son's treatment. It doesn't matter what your political affiliation is. My main concern is how to keep your child alive and help them to be happy and thrive and be productive members of society. It doesn't matter what your political affiliation is. Well, it does matter. One party believes children should have access to food, education, and physical and mental health care. The other party celebrates taking away free school lunches for needy children. How could you possibly not know this was gonna happen? It's simple. He dumb. A rural community in California's District 22 voted for Trump. 67% of the residents depend on Medicaid. They're afraid of losing their benefits. What a surprise. MAGAs are actually welfare queens and kings. Haven't you heard? If a MAGA is on welfare and needs help, it's because they've earned the help and deserve the help. If anyone else is on welfare or public assistance, it's evil communism and socialism for welfare queens. Elon, who makes $8 million a day, gets billions in government subsidies, loans, tax credits, and contracts for his businesses. MAGA welfare queen. But I voted for you to hurt other people, not get rid of my social security. I voted for Trump, my choice, but I don't understand how laying people off, taking from the poor, closing all the aid programs is beneficial. We're becoming the most hated nation in the world. If we have war, we're doomed. I'm sorry, it's true. I so agree, food stamps and welfare have gotten out of hand, but the way things are now, I'm scared. I barely eat now, have no car, how am I better off? Social Security gets in trouble, I might as well die along with many others. I voted Trump in, but not Musk. He's gotta go. Where is his knowledge of a budget? He's rich, cannot feel as we do or see what we see. Wait, tariffs are just a tax on us? Employee shocked as small business owner cuts his hours because of the tariffs. The post titled, "Does anyone have an employee or those employees who just can't grasp the impact of tariffs?" Shared on r/small business, quickly gained traction, sparking a heated discussion about tariffs, economic literacy, and the real-world consequences of policy decisions. Many commenters expressed frustration over how common it is for people to misunderstand tariffs and taxes in general. Okay, but who really pays the price? For years, some politicians have claimed that tariffs are a tax on foreign countries. But business owners and economists alike know that that's not how it works. Tariffs are a tax on imports, which means US businesses pay more for the goods they bring in. Those higher costs then get passed on to consumers, or result in businesses cutting expenses, like labour. Voted to get rid of waste in the government, they are getting rid of his social security. I voted for Trump, but now I have concern for all the cuts he and Elon are making. I have concerns about Social Security and Medicare. It seems like he's balancing the budget by excluding the benefits for the poor and elderly. This isn't what I voted for, and I'm extremely upset. So what did you vote for? Let's play a game of MAGA bingo. Was it immigrants? Was it egg prices? Or was it a random group of people that MAGA's painted to be some bogeyman, when if you live in reality, they're just not? The secret fourth option, because Democrats are evil. Yeah, sure. I voted Republican because I'm concerned that our country is a socialist form of government under the Democrats, which try to force you to lose your rights guaranteed by the Constitution, and takes away from the individual rights guaranteed by the Constitution, and gives powers to the government to control our lives. And it takes control of our children too. Yes, because Democrats are all communist and mental and want you to lose your rights. Sure, buddy.